The big break of Season 3 happened with Paxton and Davy separated. Now what's going to be her endgame? Let's find out. An era of Baby. If you are a Daxton fan, it's wise to let go of that ship because it has crumbled and will no longer sail. Paxton and Davy's relationship looked so promising until it didn't. Remember, Davy is still growing and it's part of her growth to figure out how it's best for her. So even if you are still bent on Daxton or nothing, it's still possible to be happy with Davy's choices as she grows. Now, what's going to be her endgame in Season 4? But don't sweat it further. The good news is for Baby fans. So yes, Ben and Davy might close the show, giving the fans a memorable loving relationship. The exciting scene that happened with Davy and Ben in Season 3 is the cliffhanger many fans are holding on to. What's going to happen with these lovebirds in Season 4? Or would that be the end of Baby? Jaron Lewison, who plays Ben, might have a thing or two to say about it. He teases the fans to expect what comes next in Season 4. He said, "What I love is that it's still up in the air. I know what happens in Season 4 because we've already shot it. But for fans, maybe they did sleep together, maybe they didn't. We have no idea." And that door closes, and we're going to have to wait and find out what Season 4 reveals. In Season 3, the fans got to see Davy break up with Paxton, and Anissa did the same with Ben. So, if Baby was to happen, would there be other threats sneaking around, like exes or new love interests? When Jaron answered, he said that never have I ever, twists, turns, ups and downs are always things that are involved, and he's definitely right. He said, "And as the creator Mindy Kaling says, watching a stable relationship can be quite boring, so there will be trials and tribulations, and the outcome of those I cannot say." But he also said the fans would be satisfied with how Baby turns out. In his words, he said, "But what I can divulge is that it will be quite an incredible ride, and at the end of that journey, I think you will breathe a big, deep, incredible breath and be able to take all of it in." But what should the fans expect that to be? Maybe that's a hint that Baby is going to really be the biggest endgame. Ben and Davy fans should never be afraid to dream and hope. Season 4 changes everything, and who's to say Baby isn't going to be part of that change? Paxton leaves the show. From being a crush to being a boyfriend and finally being an ex. What's supposed to happen next in Season 4? If there is a phase after being an ex, Paxton could definitely go back to it in the next season. Oh, there's a name for that. It's called friendship. So, could that friendship hold in Season 4, or is that the end for Paxton? The season finale of Season 3 was emotional as he gave his graduation speech in preparation to go to college. And he also made sure he said his proper farewells to Davy after his speech. Even though they could no longer be what they felt they would be, Davy was able to recognize and share how Paxton had helped her grow over the years. He wasn't left out as he shared with Davy how she was the reason behind him successfully going to college, which he thanked her for. And he even invites Davy to come and see him in college in Arizona before locating his family. While this scene shows an immense friendship building up between these two, many fans are beginning to think the farewell speech signifies the end of the character Paxton. Of course, seeing him graduate meant he no longer would feature in any of the scenes at Sherman Oaks High School, but then it's likely he'd still be in Season 4 of the show for Davy and Trent. And don't forget, he already invited Davy to come and see him in Arizona, so maybe the fans would get that scene where Davy takes a short vacation to visit him. The co-creator already mentioned how they wouldn't like to interfere in college and the exploration of new places, so that could definitely be the last of Paxton on the show. It looks like he's already said his farewell anyway. Would the show remain the same without his lovely face? It takes Season 4 to reveal it all. Future relationships for Nalini. A life without Mohan is hard, and fans have had to watch Nalini deal with this pain on screen. Also, the fans watched her struggle with building a potential love interest with Dr. Jackson in Season 2 and failed friendship with Raya in Season 3. Do you think this woman will open herself up to a new relationship again in Season 4? After all, she's now very careful of meeting new people after how Raya turned out to be. At first, it was great to see Nalini finally getting a shoulder to lean on, and it soon became sour as Raya showed her real colours. Nalini saw how she treated Davy and called it quits. Many fans would have expected Season 3 to be that year that opens up Nalini to a great friendship, but no, it was rather disappointing. This woman deserves nothing less than great friendships that'll help her move on from Mohan. But with how she keeps hitting rock bottom when it comes to friendships, do you think she'll trust someone again in season 4? If there's anything the earlier seasons have set up, it's that Nalini would never be able to love someone again, even if they showed up in the next season. But hopefully she overcomes the resistance and sees the good in people again. Because Devi would soon be done with high school and move to college. Who then will she fall back to? Season 4 better redeem her character before fans are sick of seeing her so broken. Kamala and Manish get married. Kamala definitely did it all at the start of season 3 and got her engagement broken off with Prashant due to how they didn't get along. Kamala's grandmother wasn't happy to see this disengagement happen and how quickly she moved on to Manish, but Kamala continued her new dating relationship with Manish anyway. For the first time, for Never Have I Ever fans, they were able to see a dating relationship go well in season 3 without any drama. And towards the end of the season, Manish managed to charm his way through to Kamala's grandmother's heart. What could be sweeter? Ring the wedding bells already. Yes, Kamala did mention she wasn't ready for marriage in season 3, but it was obviously due to the pressure she felt while she was engaged to Prashant. And also, she's still trying to find herself, but with a charming and cool guy like Manish, who wouldn't be ready to take things further? It's gonna be a big year for them both in season 4, and as for the fans, you might start getting ready to be part of the Indian wedding culture, the show's final season. So guys, season 4 is definitely going to be the last time you see many of these young sweethearts on your screen. It's been a hell of a show, and the teens have to grow up now, don't they? Like the co-creator Lang Fisher said, it's impossible to keep teenagers in a high school show forever because growth is never something you can cheat. The fans have seen how Devi has been coming up right from her junior years, and now that she'll be moving into her senior year, the end is practically obvious. Lang said, "We can tell this tale and end it the way we want to on a high note and really finish out senior year, and it will feel satisfying." The reason why the show has to end with season 4 isn't just because the teens will grow older. The other obstacle is how they would transition from high school to college. There'd have to be a whole new character diversity, plot change, and a different location to move things forward. As Fisher said, that's a very hard move to make. It's better to just end it here and leave the stage where the cheers are still so loud and warm. With this, you might think the co-creators are happy to end the show with season 4, but Mindy Kaling said, "I don't know, man. I wish we could just do the show until they're 50. It's so hard to launch a show, so hard to find talent that's so good, and the truth is, I would follow Devi until her dying day." She mentioned why it's hard for her to say goodbye. In her words, she said, "We finished season 4 and it's good. It's just a testament to how hard it is to say goodbye to characters you love writing." Mindy continued to relate how hard she's finding it that the show is finally going to be over when she said, "But I do feel that in a couple of years, I'll look back on this and say, no, that was good that it ended then, but right now, I'm not ready to accept it." Mindy is definitely not the only one that's feeling sad that Never Have I Ever is going away. The fans are also saddened that they'll be seeing an end to Devi's growth and choices, but maybe that's also a plus. You know, this could be the season where Devi makes the best choice that'll help her going forward, and for a teen who's had a couple of rough years, the fans would be proud. And what changes the whole dynamics of a series better than the ending? This is going to be super exciting, guys. Are you feeling the next season already? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.